the anti-tracker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
Hey guys, what's going on? Michael J. Crawford, the anti-tracker here. Good to be alive, good to be here, and very excited about the Borg Lore video. It's freaking awesome. I just finished watching it, completed, and Mr. Miles did an incredible job with it. I think that the theory that we present in it is something completely original. I haven't heard anybody say anything like this before, so I think that hopefully that video will do quite well. But right now, Mr. Miles is sleeping because he was up very, very late trying to get the video done. Thomas was first in the chat. Hey, Thomas says hi. Luke is in the house, says hey, hey, hey. Rock Solid says first. Robert Smith says greetings and salutations. Piano Dean says, man, you got a live stream during Rush Limbaugh. Now I'm torn. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a golden EIB microphone. If I did, I would use that, but sorry. Thomas says, no rest for Mr. Miles. And number 19. I assume, does Rush still say the whole golden EIB mic thing? I assume he does.
Presenting the newest incarnation of the Joker.
What? What are you talking about? That's not the Joker. That's just some guy.
Oh, right. Sorry. This is the new incarnation of the Joker.
Oh, great. That is just disgusting.
It's Ronald McDonald's disembodied head!
Yep. And the funny thing is that making fun of the Joker a long time ago, but the movie ended up being freaking awesome. Who would have guessed? And Chris Cook says, hey, all, what's going down? Well, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Although the reason I'm late on the live stream today was I had therapy this morning and then been trying to deal with my employer and their paperwork nightmare. They said, oh, fill these forms out and fax them in. Okay, great. So I fill out the forms. And it's difficult enough for me to get around. I mean, I have to use a cane, and just standing up is incredibly painful. And yet, I go to this place to get this paperwork faxed, doesn't work. So I go to another place to get it faxed, doesn't work. It just keeps saying COM errors. So I call the HR person, they don't answer the phone. So I leave them a message saying, hey, I tried to fax it to you, but it's not working. Let me know what to do. So then we're heading home, and we're like halfway home when my HR rep texts me and says, sorry, not in the office today, but here's another phone number to send fax it to.
I got him! Great,
and so, and Yosef says, behind with payments, cook me some help. Not sure I could cook you some help, Yosef, but I hope you catch up. Don't worry about it, my friend. Anyway, so she texts me when we're halfway home saying, oh, well, here's another number you can fax it to, which would have been nice to have had before, so I didn't have to then turn around with the wife and go back to, the place and hopefully get it working. Well, we finally got it working. Wow, what is wrong with the thermostat in here? That's why it says that it's, like, weird. Anyway. So we went back to the FedEx place to do the fax. This time it worked, so hopefully everything works there. Also, doctor gave me a new prescription for some pain pills, so I'm going to take a couple of these right after this live stream and lie down and hopefully get more than an hour's sleep, because that has been really difficult. And Joseph, read again. I am behind with payments. Cook me some kelp. Oh, kelp. Ah, jeez. I am so sorry. I misread that completely, like an idiot. But then you see, you're supposed to tell me the number. You guys just don't care about the spirit of the whole thing. But all right, I'll look it up. What is the kelp? The good old kelpians. There we go. 21. 21.
And Borg. It is with cooking with the Borg and the Borg. Okay, with the go, and we're gonna make the kelp. Here's bring out the kelp.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, kelp, get it in the pot.
Get in the pot here.
And then we stir the kelp. That's a good kelp.
Okay.
There you go. The good old Swedish chef cooking some Kelpian stew. Chris says, hey, what's going down? I think I already read that. Josh says, Borg Lore. God, this is the end of the world. Actually, the video is going to be freaking awesome, Josh. Wait till you see it. You will be pleasantly surprised. Rock Solid says, so here's something that's cropped up in retro gaming. People jealous of other success and going after bigger channels. Not mine because I suck. But accusations of e-begging are becoming big. You know, first of all, I remember there was that's happened in different areas of YouTube in the past and stuff. First of all, I think that channel envy is a complete waste of time. If you're jealous because some other channel has 10 times your subs, well, you have a couple of options. One, emulate that channel. If you really, you know, like for example, I know that I could get more subs if I emulated certain other channels that I know are successful, but that would be contrary to me. So that's the only reason I don't do that. And it just depends. Is your integrity worth more than your sub count? As far as the accusation of e-begging, you know what? People need to shut the hell up about that, because quite frankly, almost every channel on YouTube that has more than a few thousand subs is making money. And so it might not make a lot of money, but it makes money. And if you don't want to monetize, good for you. You may be independently wealthy, or you may love your job, and so you don't want to monetize your channel. You just want to get the message out to the masses because your message is important. That's all great gravy, but don't get pissed off at people that are trying to make a living at it, right? Now, granted, I will admit that I get a little perturbed at people that like every video seems like it's just a sales pitch. You know, there are channels like that, and I don't watch those channels. But I don't have a problem with, say, Geeks and Gamers talking about their swag, or or people accepting super chats, or hey, put like, subscribe, and support on Patreon at the end of all your videos. None of that bothers me, and I do it myself. So I'd be a hypocrite if I said it did. But well, I don't sell swag, but I do ask for people to support me on Patreon and stuff. Thomas says, when you get a chance, I need to be accepted into Turtle. You're not in Turtlestan. Oh, yeah, that's right, because you... actually, Thomas, just so you know, I promoted Chris to leader, so he should have been able to accept you. But I will accept you in just as soon as I'm done with this stream. And Roxel says, your thoughts? Well, I already gave them. 47 Yorktown says, hello, sir. Hi. Josh Street says, remember, Bird is in pain right about now. Is he doing physical therapy this morning? If so, good. I hope it hurts. No, I'm kidding. As a person who actually has to go through some very painful physical therapy, my heart's out to Bird when he's hurting. Carlo says, hello, how you doing? Luke says, Borg Lore galore ready. Yes, it is. And I will tell you, this video I'm going to have it go live tomorrow morning. I was going to do it today, but then it was getting late. And so the videos tend to do better when I release them early in the morning. So first thing tomorrow morning, it will be released. And I will honestly say, of all the 1,000 videos I've done about the Borg, this is the best one. Absolutely, hands down, this is the best Borg video I've done. And in no small part because of Mr. Miles' wonderful editing. Let's see. Roxal says, remember, smash the like button, share if you're so set chat to live. Turn mic and camera on before going live. Donate if you can. Join the subscribe star. Don't abuse emojis, and down with Turtistan. Very true. Luke says this animation seems obsolete now. Oh, because the Swedish chef and the Kelpian? Why? Saw the Joker, didn't care for it. Also didn't care for Endgame. That's just because you're a jerk, Rock Solid. You're just a jerk. And there's Joseph's €2. Thank you again, Joseph. Sorry about misreading it. Lee Chris says, Red Turd Alert. Hope you're feeling better soon. Thank you. It's been a rough week. And... yeah, I don't know. The problem is, at this point, I don't know how long it's gonna last. Take solace that if you use your cane, you're able to get around. Absolutely, and that's what I try to be. You know, it can be difficult sometimes, to be honest, but I try to be optimistic about the fact that, hey, I can get around. I can't drive a car, but I can at least hobble across the room. You know, I can. You know, if I'm really hungry, I can make it to the kitchen and make something to eat. I don't have to ask somebody else to get me something. Although, granted, I usually ask somebody else to get me something because it hurts. But yeah, I try to be thankful for all that because absolutely, no matter where you are, you could be worse. Sci-Fi Nation is in the house, says greetings. Hey, how you doing? Luke spells out dyslexia. Thank you. Yes, I am dyslexic. Robert Smith asks a really interesting question. What would you like to see Cybok in Season 3 of Discovery? Well, I think it wouldn't make much sense for Season 3 of Discovery, considering they're 1,000 years in the future. But Cybok absolutely should have been in Season 2 of Discovery. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a huge fan of Star Trek V. However, the presence of Cybok would have completely fixed the Michael Burnham Spock arc from Season 2. When I say that, I'll tell you, and I've talked about this before. I may actually do a full video on this sometime in the future, where Cybok could have saved Discovery. The thing about Cybok is that, of course, he was Spock's half-brother, older than Spock, and was a revolutionary in that he suggested that people embrace their emotions rather than adhere to Surak's teachings of pure logic. And so that was, he was, as Spock said, a revolutionary. So, in Discovery Season 2, this whole arc is resting on the fact that Spock is pissed off at Michael Burnham, that he holds a grudge against her, and we don't find out until the very end what the grudge was about, and the grudge was, I don't want you to be my brother, I hate you, and that was why Spock was traumatized. That was lame. That was absolutely lame. But, what if, instead of Spock being pissed off at Michael Burnham because she was a mean big sister, how about she, with all of her emotions, encouraged Spock and Cybok to embrace their emotions, and Spock would talk about how that was illogical, and Cybok was like, that's awesome. Emotions are great. And that's why Cybok became a revolutionary and got ostracized from Vulcan culture, which means that the whole thing about Cybok being kicked out of Vulcan society was Michael Burnham's fault. Then Spock would have a genuine motive for holding a grudge against his adopted sister. But no. Josh says, you forget about the Borg's ultimate weapon singing Borg Lore Reloaded. That's true. That is very true. Average says, greetings, brother. Off topic, I saw Ford versus Ferrari yesterday. It was phenomenal. If the trailer intrigues you, I highly recommend it. That's one of those movies where I'm curious about the story, but I'm not going to pay money in the theaters. I'll see it when it comes on Netflix or something. But because I'm sure it's good, but not my favorite thing. Roxelle says, Bird of Prey is like Frank Sinatra. When he's with Freddie Mercury, getting drilled in the mouth. Wow. Bird has a dentist today? Oh, he's getting a filling. Ha. He should be broadcasting that live. And Luke says, no, the Joker face. Oh, yeah, the Joker face is a little obsolete because the Joker turned out to be awesome, but hey, and that's still there. I'm a jerk, but Anti-Trekker likes me, so what does that say? Well, I like jerks, yeah. Not Ryan John says, hello out there in YouTube land. Hey, Roxalt says, completely missed my Cain and Abel from the Bible reference in that post. I did. I actually did. And now I feel like an idiot. John Ford says, you should take the scene from Toy Soldiers where Will Wheaton's character dies and make it be Wesley Crusher. And then Luke says, step 1, getting YouTube famous. Step 2, getting that fixed Google self-driving car. No, thank you. Even if I do become YouTube famous, I will never own a Google self-driving car. Sorry, Google. Hey, people, get your friends, get your neighbors, get everyone to subscribe to Rock Solid Productions. Get them to 10,000 before Anti-Trekker. Or not. Yosef says, everybody wants to have more. That is a natural drive. You don't need to feel bad about it. So nice that you can walk with a cane, but Joe cannot. I can walk without a cane, but I still want to see a green turd on your screen and Joe out of the bed. I'm with you 100% on that, Yosef. And here's the thing. Yeah, you should always strive to improve, but you should always be thankful for where you're at. And that's a lesson I've been struggling with, and I still am. I look at Bird of Prey, and I feel guilty because I feel bad about my own circumstances sometimes. And Bird is, and the thing is, I absolutely believe that Bird of Prey will one day walk again, and I cannot wait until that happens. Luke puts €5 in. Thank you so much. Says today is Men's International Day. Celebrate. Tomorrow is my birthday. Be excited. It's in order. Well, Luke.
Hello, world.
And thank you. Let me let that finish playing.
I got him! Great hit!
And let me say this though, Luke. And I hate to burst your bubble. But granted, you're French, so I guess I don't. But International Men's Day is canceled because men are toxic, and so they've replaced it with International Trans Day. So sorry, that's just the way it is. And as far as your birthday, well, you're French, so it doesn't really count. Well, you're half French, so you can have half a birthday. You can have half a piece of cake. But seriously, Luke, happy birthday, my friend. And if you happen to catch my live stream tomorrow, I will give you a free super chat just because it's your birthday. Bird is in the house. How you doing, Bird? And says, Kapla, Trek 95 and Sci-Fi Nation. Not saying hi to me, jerk. Robert says, well, Discovery shows us the middle of Pike's life before being in the blinking chair. So I'd like to see a middle of Cybok before embracing his Vulcan emotions. I still think that the Cybok being the reason for the Burnham-Spock breakup could have been a good story arc. My biggest problem with Discovery Season 2 is that they actually touched on some good ideas, but then they keep going back to what made Season 1 so cringeworthy. And it's really frustrating when I see the potential of a show and then they don't live up to it, and it's kind of like, I know people are still pissed at me for liking Ask Not, the short trek, but it's because Pike was a good character. Pike and Spock actually, I mean, if they were the center of the show, that would have probably been a good season. Luke says, pick an Uber chat, dealer's choice. You got it. I will pick one that I don't know what it is.
So, does anybody really know why we're fighting anyway?
Well, I think... Hey, didn't he vote for Trump?
He did.
Get him!
So remember, if anyone has an opinion, they're probably wrong.
Now we know!
And knowing is half the battle.
I do love that one. Luke says, not in France, no trans day here. Well, I know we have a little bit of a language barrier sometimes, Luke, but I'm not talking about trans fats. We know that you guys don't like that. No, it's different, but that's okay. We'll let it go. And let's see. Rock Solid says he wouldn't do that in Antrekker's stream, and not that much of a shill, but close. Well, I will say this, Rock Solid, and even though I will probably beat you to 10,000 subs, I hope that your channel reaches 10,000 subs shortly after mine, because you got a good channel going, and you're a good person, so I like to see real nerds do well. Cinnabon is in the house saying hello. How you doing, my friend? Not Ryan John says, thank you for this community Anti-Trekker promotes. I'm also thankful for everyone. Every time Bird of Prey yells out, son of a bitch, and damn it, on his streams. Yes. I tell you, every time Bird of Prey says damn it, I think there's like an angel that goes, ooh! That's just like, I have this image of every time Bird says damn it, an angel cringes, Hitchhiker's Guide audiobooks, Stephen Fry or Stephen Moore? I would have to go with Stephen Fry. Josh says, like Short Trek, Kuroga has finally replaced him with a robot. Replaced who with a robot? I'm lost. Captain Cat says, hey, bro, and hey, guys. Hey, Captain Cat, good to see you. Mr. Londell says, if Cybok is the reason for the Spock Burnham Donnybrook, I assume that means like there's just an expression for their disdain for each other. Why didn't you see Cybok in Season 2 causing the dust-up? Stop giving those no-talent hacks at CBS ideas. Well, no, that's the thing. I'm not saying that it did. I'm saying that would have made sense. What they did in the show was basically the reason for their Donnybrook, as you call it, was that Michael Burnham was mean to them when they were little kids. Yosef says, in my corner of the world, I sound like a disco hater, and on this channel, I'm the shillest of all. So Ask Not was predictable, good, and the engine room was stupid. Yes, that is a good way to say it. It was predictable, but it was good, and yes, the engine room was stupid. So I think we're on the same page with that one, Yosef. And Trek 95 says they got to get good ideas somewhere. Well, yeah, I'll tell you, if some executive at CBS stumbled across one of my theory videos or something, and they were like, let's steal that, even though, yes, I would scream and rant and say that they owe me money, I would still be happy that they used my idea, because it would be better than the crap that they'll hit that they do on their channels or on their streaming service. When it comes to Hitchhiker's Guide, the BBC series from the 70s, I don't think I've ever listened to the BBC series from this. Or are you talking about the live action show? I don't think I ever saw that one. Rockspot says, I'm not optimistic that I'll hit 10K before summer. Looking at the analytics last year versus this, I'm not getting the traffic or recommendations in the algorithm. Well, it's tough when you have such a niche channel. Your channel is good for what it is, but the problem is that retro gaming is not one of those things that hits the algorithm really hard. And DJ Odyssey in his bunny suit is here. Good to see you. And Mr. Lundell says Donnybrook basically a fight. Okay, I've never heard that expression before. I said expression at first. Wow, Futurama time. Luke is saying hi to DJ. DJ is saying hey, or Captain Cat is saying hey to DJ. Carlo says liked. Not sure what you like, but okay. Average Jam says, I like Stephen Fry, but more is the definitive version. He is Marvin the Paranoid Android, in my opinion. Have all 4 original on cassette. They're hen's teeth to find. That's really cool. I don't have either of them. But I love Stephen Fry. I do. Captain Cat says, retro gaming rocks. Well, I don't have a problem with retro gaming. I mean, in this house, we have a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, and a PlayStation 4. And honestly, the PlayStation 2 probably gets the most use. However, the problem is that retro gaming isn't that, like if you're going to take an old Mario game or something like that and say, ooh, look at this old NES game compared to the latest Call of Duty, the algorithm's going to favor Call of Duty. I like your thoughts, but I liked your vid. Well, thank you, Carlo. I like your compliments, but I liked your username. I don't know. I had to think of something. Captain Cat says, hit that like button. Yes, we have 41 watching, 23 likes. I know it's very, very painful and difficult to hit that like button, but if I can do it, look, I can grab my cane and reach over and hit that like button. There, you could do it. That was bad. Track says, probably mean liked your stream. Well, that's cool. Yeah, and I hey, you know what? You guys are the reason I'm here. I love hanging out with you. Robert says, was Captain Decker essentially correct? Did Admiral Kirk not know the new Enterprise refit a tenth more than Captain Decker did? Yes, Captain Decker was correct. And remember, Admiral Kirk even mentioned that's why he's keeping him around. What Kirk had in his advantage, and even though he didn't argue it well, was his experience. His experience out there dealing with unknowns. That's, I think, how he said. But the truth is that Decker knew the Enterprise way better than Kirk at that point. DJ said, I hit the like button and it Me Too'd me. Well, then you shouldn't hit it. You should touch it gently. Caress it. Make the like button feel special. Luke says, funny joke. I have a channel on my feed about retro gaming. 3.34 million subs. So, yeah, I'm popular. Well, no, here's the thing. Yes, there are popular retro gaming channels. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the algorithm, like, for example, on the sci-fi front, right? You have a lot of channels that are in the millions of subs, a whole lot of channels that are in the 100 to 200,000 subs, like Nerdrotic and stuff, and then a slew of channels that are, small fry like myself and you guys that are subscribers here, most of you guys. But the sci-fi community at large is much larger than the retro gaming community. And there's some overlap. Like most people that are into retro gaming would probably be into sci-fi, but not everybody into sci-fi is into retro gaming. So it's a smaller community. And Average Jam says, let's get you to 100,000 before Doomcock. Hey, if you do that, That would be freaking awesome because, in fact, I was joking about that the other day. You know, it's like I'm stressed out because my employer is making me fill out all this work, all this paperwork to try and prove that I'm actually hurting and that I actually had the surgery and all this stuff. And it's like, you know, you guys have all the doctor's information. Why do you need me to say the same thing over and over and over? But, you know, and I said, you know what, just guys, get me up to 100,000 subs in the next couple of days so I can just tell my employer to what they can do with themselves. Honestly, that's if I got to 100,000 subs, that's the whole thing to me. Is if I can just get it to where I don't have to work another job, that'll take so much stress off of my life that I think that I'll live longer, I'll heal faster, and I'll sleep better. But unfortunately, I can't magically make the sub count go up. Luke says 3.34 in French language. Imagine in English. It breaks my brain to think about that. Joseph says, there's now a grandma cursing outside of my house because I had her take her cane just to hit the like. I'm afraid to give it back to her. She could beat me with it. Well, Joseph, I didn't say to take an old lady's cane. However, if it works, I'll tell you what. Tell the old lady that be nice, okay? Go back to her and say, I'm truly sorry, but Auntie Trekker needed me to hit the like button. And if you don't hit me with a cane, I will. The Auntie Trekker will play you a super chat, and we even have one with a little old lady that beats. That's actually a criminal mastermind that she might enjoy. So tell her about that. That'll work. Carlos says 100K before Doomcock sounds like a plan. P.S. Who's Doomcock? Is he the one in the helmet? Yes, he is the one in the helmet. Doomcock is a friend of this channel, but yes. And I would love to, you know, it's funny because I think about, like, I would love to beat out Nerdrotic, Mecha, Doomcock, all those guys, but I'm also very excited for their success. I really am. And DJ says, and then you got me with only 183 subs. But that's all right, DJ. But, you know, 183 subs, guess what? 2 years ago, that's about where I was. So 2 years from now, DJ, you may be at 185 subs. Let's see. Luke says, what's the biggest sci-fi nerd channel that you know of? I'd have to give that some thought, Luke, because I don't watch the big ones. Quite frankly, I don't like most of the, you know, I know this is horrible to say, but most of the nerd channels that are over 100,000 subs, I don't enjoy. I like, and it's not because, oh, they're big, therefore they suck, because there's some big channels that I do enjoy. However, the ones that, the problem is that people that make that kind of money start making overly produced videos. Now, when I say overly produced, I don't mean nicely edited and stuff. Like, I would actually, you know, I love having Mr. Miles edit my videos, and I would continue to have Mr. Miles edit my videos as long as he's willing, and he'll still work for peanuts. But the, actually, if I had that kind of sub count, he would be making more than peanuts. But, the bigger channels tend to be sponsored corporate shill channels, and I don't enjoy those. The Sultan of Shite, the Prince of Poop, and the King of Crap. That would be me, yes. Track 95, tell the old lady, I will tell Mrs. Auntie Trekker on you. What? I didn't say tell Mrs. Auntie Trekker. Not sure. Notification didn't say this video was live. Well, it is. When you get the unicorn suit, you will blow past Auntie Trekker, DJ. DJ says, you just wait. I will be at 200 subs before the end of the year. You just wait, Auntie Trekker. God! I don't doubt that you will. Yosef says, funny thing is I have 7 subs with 0 videos. That is kind of, yeah, Red Letter Media is a big one. I don't know how many subs they have, but that's easy enough to find out. Let's see. I actually enjoy Red Letter Media when they do Mr. Plinkett. Red Letter Media's biggest problem is that they don't do Mr. Plinkett. So Red Letter Media has just over 1 million subs, which is awesome. But the with Mr. Plinkett, it's great. Half in the bag, it's kind of hit and miss. Most of the big channels are not making real fan videos. That's true. Darth Maul says, yeah, with Doomcock gained like 20,000 subs in a week. I've never seen this growth. Yeah, well, Nerdrotic actually grew more than that in 1 week. So I would love to, you know, be able to tap into that magic a little bit. John DeMarco says, I also prefer smaller nerd channels. I find the bigger channels too impersonal. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I still like Nerdrotic and Doomcock and such, because they still have that small channel feel. Now, they can't be as personal as I know they would like, but I do think they feel like smaller channels than they are. When Sarek said that Spock was a boy, he would disappear for days into the mountains. What do you think Spock was doing in the mountains? Oh, we know what Spock was doing in the mountains. Yay, Enter called me a jerk. What an honor. Yes, it is an honor to be called a jerk by me, apparently. Some channels on YouTube get access to that YouTube story thing. Yeah, I know, and I don't really care about the YouTube story thing. I just want to have access to the algorithm. And let's see, Josh says, now that Mr. Miles is editing for you, when is ConCon going to be done? Good question. We're going to have to get some of that stuff pulled out of the old mothballs. It's been, honestly, it's just been such a crazy, crazy year. You guys know. I don't think I've ever gone through this much adversity in a single year in my life as we have this last year, and you guys pulled us through it. Carlos says, I work full-time nights and I'm still beyond skint. Not sure what that means. Yet I know people who have done nothing yet have more than me. A house, flood, food, car. All I have is a car. Not fair. Them being injured and working. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's life ain't fair, right? That's true. Those of us, and it's kind of ironic in that people that try to make a quote-unquote honest living tend to get stepped on by people that don't care about following the rules. And that's part of the problem I have with this channel. I love doing this, and I would love to grow like some other people, but I can't because of the simple fact that I'm not willing to sacrifice my principles for the channel. Time to one-up Doomcock shtick. You need a cape and maybe an eye patch and a scar. I don't know that would work for me. But, yeah, I need to come up with something. Carlo says, hope all works out for you. Thank you, Carlo. I hope things work out for you. I want you to do well. Well, I laid my case. Nerdy channels equal to or greater than either shills or struggling to get to reach more than 1 million. Retro gaming, 3 million subs with small personal non-corporate production. Though granted, could be an anomaly. That's the thing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the problem is, without access to YouTube's algorithm, it's hard to know for sure. Maybe Roxall just sucks at it, but I'm trying to be nice to him. There's a Star Wars YouTuber, Mike Zero. He's putting out a lot of videos. Some people say don't trust the information on his head. Well, here's the thing. I think, and this is a problem in the sci-fi community and the nerd community in general, and this is why I don't do it very much. When you start talking about, everybody wants to get views, and this is a good way to get views if that's all you care about, by breaking news, like we found out about these test screenings of this movie, or we found out about these production problems on this movie, or we found out about what, and most of that stuff comes from rumors, and most of that stuff turns out to be completely false. But people like listening to it, and out of wishful thinking, wouldn't it be great if it's true that, Kathleen Kennedy just got, was beaten to a pulp by Ryan Johnson in a vat of Jello, and the two of them got fired or something. People love to hear that kind of stuff, but it's not true. And I can't do that. I can't report on things I don't know are true on a regular basis. Sure, I'll read articles every now and then, but I tried doing that, and everybody got mad at me when I was reading articles regularly, so I kind of stopped. And honestly, if you look at the channel, the channel as a whole, the videos that have done the best are the videos outside of the Last Jedi stuff, are the videos that deal with lore, and so I'm going to probably be focusing more on that. Which, wait till you see that Borg Lore video tomorrow. Holy crap, is that going to be a good one? Dan says, I already read that. Roxanne says, damn it, boss came in. Start the stream over, Anti-Checker. Dance, monkey, dance. Oh, sorry, Rock Solid. Let me start over here. Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Checker here. Rock Solid needed me to start the stream now, so welcome. Aberjam says, the test tube walks into a bar and shouts, get me an effing beer, I'll kick you in the nuts. The barman says, what's your problem? The test tube says, I'm just a little vile. That's pretty bad. I've noticed that YouTubers don't always watch other YouTubers, or they don't watch them where they're live. Well, I'll tell you, I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but that's mainly because when I'm not streaming, I'm generally speaking working on my next video. And so that's the only reason I don't watch them much. Sci-Fi says, just wear the fedora again and grow the beard to ZZ Top proportions. I don't think that alone would do it. Darth Maul says, take a page from Dewcock, put a bag over your head, create another character, and call him Senior Bag of Crap. That's so bad that it could actually work. I'm on my channel about a page I wrote down the name of my Instagram. I was unable to post a web link. On your own channel? Yeah, I post lots of stuff on Sci-Fi and Instagram. Twitter doesn't get any activity. I generally try to do Instagram a little bit. I didn't like it. I do a little bit of Twitter, but not a whole lot. I should probably post more. Breaking news. Andrew found out Bird of Prey 5 is a Turtistani. Learn more at the top of the hour. Wow, did I? I didn't know that. Average says, I could be wrong, but I think Mike Zero is a parody channel, but he presents as being straight down the line. Well, you see, if you can't tell, that's a problem. And Carlo then says, hiya, Anti-Checker. Hey, how you doing? You've been here for a while. Not sure why you're saying hiya now. Confusing me, but I am easily confused. Robertson says, I remember you said so pissed. I remember you getting so pissed that season 2 battle scenes kept punching the red punching bag. Season 2 Discovery. Yes. That battle scene at the end of season 2 infuriated me, and it's still, the fact that they had, I can't remember the number now, but it was like in the thousands of shuttles and drones that were under the control of the Enterprise and the Discovery. And then, of course, you go to the original series, and it's actually you can look it up, it's in the episode Omega Glory, where a security guard, they're looking for the crew of the Exeter, and one of the security guards, which is a Constellation-class ship, or a Constitution-class ship, and he's calling from the hangar bay, and he goes, Captain, all 4 shuttles are still here. Yeah, 4,000, I think he meant to say. Demo Gorgonzola says, hello, yo, managed to tune into the intro, on the intro, kinda. Well, good to see you. I've heard other Star Wars channels talk about Mike. Mike. I'm not sure what you mean. And I gather a lot of information, but I have no one to tell it to. I don't watch a lot of other gaming YouTube channels because I'm a parrot and tend to repeat what I hear others say. Well, then you gotta be careful about that, yes. Whatever you do, stay the hell away from Twitter. It's a bastion for morons. Well, yes, but, you know, if I can get all those morons to subscribe to the channel and watch all my videos, then that's okay. Whose set are you, Mo? Cedric Taylor 08. I have no idea what that means. Whose set are you, Mo? Luke says, pew, 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 zip, zip, zoom, explosions, disco, season 2. Yeah, that's about right. I like that. Zip, zip, zoom makes me think of George Bush from Robot Chicken. That season 2 battle is one of the dumbest things in all of Discovery. There's a lot of competition. Yeah, it's amazing that, I mean, because season 2 had moments where I was like, ooh, this is good, and then they just crap all over what they just accomplished. And then their whole thing with, remember they were saying that, yeah, tacos rule, yes. That whole thing where they say, we're going to fix canon, and it turned out the way they fix canon is that they literally go, okay, Spock, shh, don't talk about it ever. That way, they can't accuse you of violating canon. Yo says, I stream live in front of a bar. Police find me because urinating in public was not allowed. Well, you should stop that kind of streaming, my friend. That kind of streaming is in poor taste. And Mr. Lundell saying, and season 3 as well? Well, season 3 hasn't come out yet. Given how much money this woke nonsense is costing Hollywood, why do you think it's taking so long for them to ditch it? Well, because it's at their core beliefs. It's very difficult to change your core beliefs. And they genuinely believe that people want this wokeness in their films. And so they really, really think that. And so they keep doing it thinking that this is going to be the one to make $1 quadrillion, and then it fails over and over and over. Well, that robot fixing the Enterprise at the end of season 2 is going to be in the short trek that's animated. Well, not only that, but we saw that robot in Ask Not, which is why I hated the engine room. Ugh. Just, ugh. And DJ is telling Yosef to go to San Francisco. Oh, because they allow public urination there. Do they? Of course they do. Bathroom streams are usually dissed. Yeah. Okay. We need to stop the bathroom stuff. I love the bridge behind you. And how are you using the upper screens? It looks beautiful from that angle. Well, thank you. It's actually very, very simple. All I did was I found a good picture of the bridge, brought it into GIMP, which is a free editing software for, so you can, let me see if I have it here. So if I bring up the game screen, this is GIMP. This is obviously for the Mandalorian thumbnail that I did, but I believe if I can I get rid of the Mandalorian, like there's that. But yeah, so you can layer up everything. So what I did was like, so here's Doomcock, right? And let's say that I wanted to make Doomcock's eyes transparent. So I could zoom in here to his eyes, and then so I hope I got the right tool. Yeah, then we click, and I'm doing this really quickly, obviously. I can create a little mask about his eyes, make sure that I have an alpha channel. No, it's got an alpha channel, good. All right, and so then let's see, we need to select. Come on, select it. Sometimes it's... There we go. All right, and then we can delete it, maybe. I got the... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. Ha. Where is Doomcock? There we go. All right, so now we can delete it. So now we've cut out his eye, and I could put anything I wanted behind it, right? So all I did was that basic thing with all the view screen windows, so that if I decide that I want to put something on one of the view screens, all I got to do is, like, let's say I want to show off the thumbnail for tomorrow's video, right? So I can go to my directory where I have my thumbnails and find the thumbnail for tomorrow's video, which is, where is that one? Borg Lore, there it is. All right, so we bring so here's the actual thumbnail for tomorrow's video. You'll see this on the video when it goes live tomorrow. So first, I just grab the corner, shrink it down a bit, make it a little bit smaller. Try to cover the window, but not too much. All right, and then I just take the picture and drag it to where it goes below the picture of the bridge. So like right now, see, it's below my head. So the green screen magic works there, but then when we go to, there we go, now we have it behind the bridge layer, and so, bam, there's tomorrow's video in there. All right, Thomas says, expand season 4 December 13th. Yes, I cannot wait. Part of me hopes that I'm still off of work for that so that I can watch it the minute it goes live and then do a live stream talking all about it. I love Pike when he was behind glass and it saved him from an explosion. Well, yeah, not only an explosion, a antimatter explosion. Glass. In Star Trek the Animated Series, the Enterprise had more ships and vehicles in its shuttle bay. Yeah, but I don't think it had anywhere near 1,000. Luke says, someone needs to create something called the Nerd Nation Party. Sales pitch, make America nerdy. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I actually thought about, when I was thinking about renaming this channel for a while, I thought about something like Nerd Nation or Nerd Community or something like that. But the problem is that most people think this was one of those shill channels, like the Nerdist. So I don't want to become that. His eyes need to be red. Oh, Doomcock's eyes. And Cedric Taylor donates $5. Thank you so much, my friend. I will get to your comment on that in just a minute here. I'm not too far behind. Mr. Miles says, I'm surprised I don't see the video live yet. Well, Mr. Miles, I'm going to make it live first thing tomorrow because our videos tend to do better when I release them at 6 a.m. Central. And so I don't want to do anything to harm the performance of that video because that is, Mr. Miles, your best video. It is absolutely the best video in the Borg series thus far. And so I think that people deserve to hopefully, I'm hoping this becomes, a 50,000 plus view video. I really do. In your opinion, which movie has the greatest special effects of all time? For me, it has to be Blade Runner. That's a tough one because special effects are constantly getting better. And so, I mean, if you say for its time, Blade Runner was pretty darn impressive. But then for its time, if you were to say, here's the thing, if you want to say the greatest visual effects for the time, I would say the absolute best is 2001: A Space Odyssey. The visual effects of that film hold up today. And that movie was made in 1968, the same year I was born. And so, if you have not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, yes, it's an incredibly slow-paced movie. Yes, it will put you to sleep if you're tired. But holy crap, the visual effects, when you watch the Discovery very slowly pan by the camera, and you watch the space scenes, and even like the stuff they did with the rotating sets so they could simulate a gravity-free environment, freaking awesome. And yet and today you have movies that don't do it as well. In some classic Doctor Who's, when there's an actor being a robot or something in a mask, you can sometimes see the eyes of the person when they're not supposed to. Yes, that is true, because they used to use like little mesh so they can see through it, but it was kind of obvious a lot of the times. So that was a problem. Dude, cut out Doomcock's eye. I hope he doesn't get yours. An eye for an eye. No, that joke. I'm Doomcock's a friend, so I'm sure he'll be okay with me using his image for my demonstration. I stayed up all night to get that video ready for this morning, and you decided to upload it tomorrow. I'm sorry, Mr. Miles. I didn't see because here's the funny thing. When you sent it to me, you sent it to me at 7 a.m. my time, and that is, you sent it to me just like minutes after I left the house to go to my therapy appointment. So, but man, it's freaking awesome. So I'm sorry, Mr. Miles. I'm sure you understand, and you're just being a jerk. But that's okay. So today I need to start working on your next big project, which we need to figure out. Should we do the next Borg video or something different? We need to figure out what that's going to be because we need to get it recorded today, so that hopefully it won't take you a week and a half to get that one done. All right. Side by Side says hello there. Let's see. Carlo says thanks for showing that. Very interesting to see behind the scenes. No problem, Carlo. Luke says, the Borg origin theory, BOT for short, as clever as a Klingon? And there's Cedric Taylor's super chat. Thank you so much. Says, my fault. Whose set are you on? Will Discovery take off now now it's not... Whose set are you on? Well, I'm on... This is the set for the original series, although I'm not physically there. Obviously, it's just a picture. Will Discovery take off now that it's not canon? It is canon, unfortunately. And it's funny because CBS, if you saw my video where I talked about CBS publishing a timeline without Discovery in it, apparently they altered that timeline, so now Discovery is in it. So, yeah. Joseph says, it was Dorium, not glass. Oh, the material that the door is made of. Yes, well, I want some of that. Can you please put the name of that app in chat? Yes, it is GIMP, G-I-M-P. I just put it in the chat. Hopefully I spelled it right because I hit enter before I looked at it. Okay, and let's see. Theory wasn't officially said in Trek. That's true. Nightbreeze says, hi, Antrigger and all. Hey, Nightbreeze, how you doing, my friend? Rocksolid says, hashtag because quantum. Antrigger, how's the knee doing? Well, Adam, red turd means knee bad. Dan says, I don't think people on Star Trek knew what nanoprobes were until TNG Season 3 originally. Well, probably not. Let's see. And for me, visual effects in order of wow effect, Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, and Space Odyssey 2001. Jurassic Park, definitely up there. Terminator 2, definitely up there. But yeah, for me, 2001 just has a special special place. Now Mr. Miles is quitting. All right, well, I guess that's good because we're a couple days before payday. So good that you quit now, so I don't have to pay you. A robot the same as robots firing in the Enterprise at the. A robot the same as the robots firing on Enterprise at the end of Discovery Season 2 will be in Short Trek animated. Yeah, it's gonna suck, probably. I hope not, but yeah. Roxal says, how do you feel about Nintendo? Well, I've owned a couple of their handheld units, like Game Boy Advance and stuff like that, but I have never owned a Nintendo console, so I don't really have an opinion on them. The only consoles I've owned, I feel old. I owned a Pong when I was a kid, and then after that, I owned a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. Red turds means too much Frankenberry, and that's what's coming out now. Well, that sounds good, man. You had to say that. So you guys saw your video, put STD on the timeline. That's your fault, then that's canon. Unsubbed. Yep, I'll take the blame. One thing you do not like about the Discovery Enterprise Bridge is the added corridor access and the turbo lift being set back from between Uhura Station and the engineering center. Well, as far as the Discovery's bridge, and this is a problem on all the Discovery ships, the bridge is too damn big. It really is. It's just way too big. The view screen is ridiculous. The size of the bridge is way too big. They need to make it look like a ship bridge, not a freaking... They're just trying to make it more and more epic, but in doing so, they're kind of taking away from the real feel of Trek. That's why the smaller bridges across the board are the best ones. You have the original series bridge, which right here looks beautiful. You have the Voyager bridge, looks really good. The Enterprise bridge from Enterprise to series looks really good. The Defiant bridge looks really good. TNG looks like crap because it's too damn big. Scientific Lens says, do you need to be a GIMP to use GIMP? No. The only reason GIMP is just the best free version of Photoshop. And so it is basically a generic version of Photoshop, unfortunately. Miss Ross says, at least put it out for the patrons. That's not a bad idea. I will do that right after the live stream, Mr. Miles. I will do that. That's actually, I should have done that already, and I will do that immediately after the live stream. How's that? So if you are a patron supporter of this channel, you will be able to see the Borg Lore video in minutes.
Don't get cocky.
And Night Breeze puts in and says, jerky for Auntie. Well, that's going to make Auntie happy because I still have a little bit of jerky left. Look at that. Do you see her perk up there as soon as I said jerky? Yeah, there you go. Here you go. Here you go. All right, so jerky for Auntie and the Hypno Turd, of course.
Hypno-turd. You must bow down before the Hypno-turd. The Hypno-turd is love. The Hypno-turd is life. But the Hypno-turd is you. The Hypno-turd is inside you. Growing, festering, taking over your very thoughts. You are the Hypno-turd.
There you go. Thank you so much, Night Breeze. Shower says, greetings, ancient and fellow nerds. What did I miss? Shenanigans, debauchery, STD, fan fiction. Yes, to all of that. Admiral Saval says, yo, how you doing, Admiral Saval? Adam Wolfer says, hey, Trigger, have you seen Space Above and Beyond? I think I saw like the pilot episode of it, but I barely remember. DJ says, thank you for saying that, Trigger. Now I can make a little vid. Jeez. I don't even know what I said, but I'm sure it's bad. When making the TNG set designer, so told one thing, the view screen had to be ridiculously big. Yeah, and that's the problem. And the TNG view screen was ridiculously big. And then what do they do with Discovery? Oh, we can make it bigger. Luke says, oh, on antitrigger.com too, please. Absolutely, Luke. It'll be, as soon as I upload the video, I will post it on Patreon and for the members section of antitracker.com. Absolutely, Luke. I did not forget about you guys. And Joe says, hail, hi, Sci-Fi Nation. Hail, and yes, Sci-Fi Nation is here. Trek Reviewer says, hey, Trigger, how about the Enterprise D bridge from Generations? better, but only because the lighting was better. The size of it was still the same. I still think it's too big. All right, and let's see. I donate through the Anti-Tracker. How I find the video when it's up. Sci-Fi Nation, what you will do is, and you know, if you don't know this already, if you follow a thread on antitracker.com, you'll get a notification whenever there's an update to that thread. Follow the thread that, I can't remember the exact name of it, but on antitracker.com, under the members only section, there's a thread for sneak peek videos, and or something like that, and I will post the link for the video there. So that way, anybody on antitracker.com who is a paid subscriber or anybody on Patreon will be able to view it in a few minutes after I sign off. Darth Miles says, when I saw, oh, and thank you for suggesting that, Mr. Miles. I completely spaced it and absolutely should have thought of that. When I saw the OG, in fact, I may actually push the launch date of the video till Friday now, because Friday is like a better day to release. Of course, then you guys will get pissed at me. All right, I'll probably make it tomorrow. When I saw the OG Jurassic Park, I didn't know they used CGI effects for dinosaurs. It was a decade later that I found out those effects still hold up. Well, the thing about the OG Jurassic Park, though, is that it's actually not as much CG as people think. A lot of that is practical. Which Adam song do you want to sing? Which Adam song? No, I'm not singing any of the Adam songs. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. The bridge on the new Picard series looks bad too. Looks like a storage container. Yeah, it does, but I'm assuming that it's like not even a combat ship. I'm assuming it's like a freighter. Do you like it in Star Trek when the same class of ship sometimes has a different bridge, like TNG Enterprise, D, or DS9 USS Odyssey? No, I do not. I think that they should be standardized. I can understand subtle differences, like, for example, in The Ultimate Computer, Captain Wesley had a high back chair compared to Kirk's, but the rest of the bridge was pretty much the same. I can understand subtle changes like that. That might be due to personal preference of an individual. But no, the bridge should not be totally redesigned on every ship of the same class. See, I found it weird that the TOS Enterprise bridge was very different in every movie. That kind of bugs me too. But yeah, that's because movie makers want to make everything their own. Mrs. Sci-Fi Nation says, Enter, will we get to... Will we get to? Well, you get to what? I'm sure you hit enter a little too soon. Cedric asks, what do I like better, the original Battlestar or the reboot? Honestly, the reboot. I love the original, but the reboot is freaking an awesome show. Took a while to grow on me. I was really pissed about like the gender swapping and stuff that they did, but then once the second season really kicked in, the show became great. Mage Grey Wolf says, I like the look of TNG Bridge. Well, you and I will just have to agree to disagree on that. Will we be watching Karoga number 5? I wasn't planning on putting Karoga number 5 on today because I know you guys can only handle so much of Karoga number 5. There will be added consoles in the generation. There were added consoles in the generations. I didn't notice that, but the basic layout was the same. Let's see. Let's see. Don't complain about me taking a week to edit videos if you plan to take half a week to release them. One day is not half a week. I jokingly suggested, now I'm going to make it Friday just to piss you off. Although, remember, we talked about, Mr. Rouse, I think ideally would be to put out one of your videos every Friday. That would be the best way to do it. Because your videos are the best, and that way everybody would know Friday is the day to get the good stuff. Dan retracted his message for reasons. Luke said, in the hypothetical case, it would appear in the political arena, would you support a party named the Party for Results and Reason? Well, this is not my political channel, Luke, but all I would say is I will support whatever party is closest to my personal beliefs. So if the Party for Results and Reason actually showed that they support the idea of results and reason, yeah, probably. Sorry for my stupid Huntington's make my hands shake and it's pain in the ass is typed clearly. I understand. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. How do I feel about the NX-01 bridge? I actually said I like that one. That's actually a really good design. In fact, all the NX-01 interiors are among the best in Trek. Some Starfleet ships have interchangeable bridge modules, so you can take it out and place another one in when needing to upgrade computers and tech. Well, that's excuses that they use. We never actually, I don't think, hear that on screen. I think that's in, like, books and stuff. But even so, I still think that, make it look like a freaking Federation ship. You might have minor differences, like maybe somebody paints their bridge a different color or something, but the layout of the bridge should be the same for every ship of the same class. I wasn't asking your opinion on Nintendo. If Mr. Miles quits, I might hire him. No, he's not working for you. Did you see Midnight's video on the Terminator franchise? Nightbreeze puts in another box, says, die, Disco, die. I will, Nightbreeze, in just a minute. But, anyway, Midnight's video on the Terminator, they postulate that basically people are trying to wreck the franchise in order to buy the rights cheaply. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think that the problem with the Terminator franchise is that it shouldn't be a franchise. It should just be 2 movies, honestly. It's a simple story. It doesn't need 25 films. Yes, the day Disco died, a day we all look forward to. Shormer says, while I was pissed at the gender and race swaps in BSG at first, once Starbuck became Kara Thrace, I really liked the character and she was never Starbuck. Ditto Boomer and the other characters. Agreed. Once the show really broke out on its own, I was okay with it. I think that it would have been better had they just not called her Starbuck. The Enterprise from the TOS movies was not an active ship for most of them, and Kirk being a might be why the bridge changes. Well, for some of them, like there's Star Trek 6, okay, you can say the ship's been refit. That was much later, all that. You're right about Star Trek 3, the Enterprise was decommissioned. Star Trek 4, the Enterprise only appears in the last couple of minutes. Star Trek 5, I think Star Trek 5 actually uses the same set as the Star Trek 4 bridge. And if I remember correctly, I think Star Trek 2 actually does use the motion picture bridge, but just some minor like paint job changes. But the layout is the same. I'd have to really do a deep dive and look at them, but I think that it's the same set. Luke says, yeah, I know my question was borderline since it was hypothetical. I asked it anyway. What do you think of the future of American cinema, especially sci-fi, where be the way to go? I think that sci-fi in American cinema will continue to do the wokeness thing for a brief time, but I do think that eventually Hollywood is going to realize the whole go broke part of that and just start making good movies again. Aberdev says, great job keeping up on the chat today. Thank you. Yes, I'm quite impressed considering how crappy I feel. I did not think that I would be able to do that. Every bridge needs more cup holders. That is true. We do need cup holders. I'm surprised that we don't have cup holders on those bridges. And no, Rock Solid was not being serious, Mr. Miles. Don't listen to anything Rock Solid says. Rock Solid, by the way, does say, by the way, not sure if Joe and others were aware, but Frank used to call Freddy the Big N. I did not know that. Captain MKG says, will Bird, Chris M, or yourself be in the game later, Space Engineers? I was hoping to help out with the turd cause. Yes, I will. Captain, if you want to join the turd, go ahead, and if you've already put in a application to join the turds, because I think Thomas needs to be approved, I will approve you momentarily. After the stream, I have to do 2 things. First, I'm going to upload the video and make it available for Patreons and for the subscribers at antitracker.com. Then I will go on to Space Engineers and approve anybody that's pending for the Turdistani Alliance. I heard a construction WAD decommissioned because of the subframe. They could handle the tech upgrade, but the refit destroyed early. They did not know till Star Trek 6. That's as good as any excuse, but it's not in canon or anything. I think that they just, the set designers like to change things a lot. And Mr. Miles, stop trying to give Rock Solid your resume. Stop it. You're busy enough trying to make videos for me. And if this channel continues to grow, you'll make more money. Because remember, Rock Solid is behind me in subs. You're not going to make as much from him. I I love that the NX-01 Enterprise inferior is crafted like a Navy submarine, and the captain's ready room is smaller than the Enterprise D's brig. Yes, those are all good things. The Enterprise in the NX-01, the set design shows that space, meaning physical room, is something that is very rare on a ship, and that should be. Everything on a ship should feel cramped. I'll make sure to reread the round 4 rules, make sure I'm all set. Thank you and appreciate it. No problem, Captain. Just make sure you apply, as soon as possible because I'm going to be wrapping up the live stream in just a moment. Trek Reviewer says, every bridge needs seat belts. That's another true fact that they seem to lack. All right. So, and Mr. Miles, stop talking to Rock Solid. I'm going to have to kick Rock Solid out of the chat if you keep this up. Rock Solid says, Mr. Miles, you maybe make less initially, but unlike other creators, cough, cough, answer, I pay on time. Shut up, Mr. Oz, he's lying to you. Don't believe him. Schromer says, under 130 to go, and hopefully you make 10K this week. I don't think I will this week because the growth has slowed down a bit, but hopefully I'm keeping my fingers crossed maybe by the end of the month. All right, so I am going to wrap it up because I got things to do, including get that video set up per Mr. Miles' excellent suggestion. Thank you, my friend. And no, I'm not going to ban Mr. Miles. I would ban Rock Solid. And Mr. Miles says, yes, ban him. All right, guys. So thank you again for being such an awesome group of people. I love hanging out with you. And I absolutely can't wait to get your feedback on this video. I think this is one of the best videos I've ever produced. And, of course, Mr. Miles gets a lot of credit for that. So, thank you. And, of course, do subscribe to Rock Solid, even though he's a complete jerk. If you like retro gaming, he's the best channel out there for it. He really, and I know, yeah, there are bigger channels, but Rock Solid is a good channel if you like retro gaming, if you genuinely love it. And that's the thing. Rock Solid is a person who genuinely loves it. He's not saying it because someone handed him a paycheck and a script. And that's the secret. All right, guys, so take care. Have a good one. And for those of you that give me money, oh, boy, are you in for a treat in the very near future here. And of course, Rock Solid has to throw $1 into the chat during the credits because that's his new thing.
I got him! Great hit!
Josh says, how much is Rock Solid Productions paying you to push his channel? Well, apparently $1. And I'll say this. When I personally endorse it, like, I don't mind when people say, hey, check out my channel, and I'll say, yeah, absolutely, check them out. If it's good, subscribe. If it's not so great, tell them how they can improve. I've said that a million times, and I've said that about Rock Solid in the past when he first joined our little community. However, when I personally give my ringing endorsement, that is not because somebody paid me to do it. It's because I've looked at Rock Solid's channel. While I haven't seen all of his videos, when I say that, I mean it. So I'm not saying that because he paid me. I'm saying that because his channel is freaking good. And that's it. And Mr. Miles says, this video will get you past 10K, so saith Mr. Miles. Well, then, wow. I hope you're right, Mr. Miles. That would be freaking awesome if it does. All right, so let's put up number 7 for Rock Solid, since he paid for it.
Hey, you want to learn about Jesus?
There's no such thing as hooker-client confidentiality.
And by the way, Rock Solid brings up an interesting point. He said, I don't ask others to do what I don't do myself. If I want donations and super chats, I spread it around. You know what? First of all, I agree with you 100%. Whenever I can, I throw super chat at Bird. I throw super chats at Nerdrotic every now and then. And I know that they do the same for me, which I appreciate. But besides that, I also, and I do encourage people to do this, even if you don't have a lot of money to spare, and I understand, because I don't have a lot of money to spare. Mr. Miles, I've never super chatted you because you've never live streamed that I know of. And Luke says, read my last comment. Luke, you know I hate that, right? Man, that was a while ago. Luke says, I think people are secretly striving for optimistic sci-fi, light shedding clouds of angst, darkness, and post-apocalyptic movies. Yes, and reboot of Space Heroes. I agree, and I think that that's one of the reasons that the Marvel franchise is doing so well, is because it's an optimistic semi-sci-fi franchise. I think when somebody figures that out, you know, that's why the fans like the Orville, but the Orville didn't get well marketed or anything. I think that something like the Orville could become huge. Anyway, what I was going to say though, real quick, Patreon and that kind of thing. If you know, let's say that you know, like for me, you guys know I'm freaking broke right now because I've been fighting just to try and get paid, and I've been failing at it. And you know, thanks to Mrs. Antitrekker's mother dying is the only reason we have not lost our home already. However, you know what I do? I give about a half a dozen channels $1 a month, including Nerdrotic, including Doomcock. And you know, Doomcock even said when Loquicious made that little comment about me on his live stream that I included in my video, that you know that he said, well, Antitrekker is a legionnaire. That's what he calls his Patreons. And so I am, in fact, do I have the certificate here? Darn it, it's not right here. But I actually have a certificate from Doomcock because I am the chief administrator of Quantum. That's actually a thing. But yes, so I do believe in sharing and supporting. Even if you don't have a lot of money, give a couple of channels you like. And I'm not saying give me the money. I'm saying channels you like that you really want to see successful. Throw $1 a month at them, because you know what? If 1,000 people do that, that makes a huge difference. Let's see. Josh C. But Andrew, you haven't paid Mr. Miles unless you could have paid, and Mrs. Antrekker's cooking is getting paid. Mr. Miles would love it if I paid him and Mrs. Antrekker's cooking. I will tell you, that would be, yeah, that would be awesome. Anyway, guys, I do need to go so that I can get this stuff done. And so, and Valor, yes, thank you for observing the red turd. Yeah, you don't need to ask me how I'm doing. The turd will speak for itself. All right, so with that, I will wrap up once again. Take care, guys. And for those of you that are supporters, look for Patreon or antitrekker.com to send you a notification real soon. All right, now you're being a jerk, Rock Solid. I was like right there at the end of the credits. You managed to beat the delay. Hello, world. And Mr. Brown's like, yes,
I got it! Great kid! Don't get cocky.
So, what's it going to be this time? Do you want to see number 17 again? Because I know that's your favorite for some reason. I don't understand why it's your favorite. But, you know, but I'll wait for you to tell me which one you want. And of course, you know, all my patrons and stuff are anxiously awaiting to see the Borg origin theory, which you're slowing down. So you better tell me a number. Now he's going to wait. Now, you don't put a number in, I'm just going to assume that you don't want anything. Let's see. No, I am Lore. Okay, you want I am Lore. All right. So that, I think, is number 15.
Sir, we are being hailed. On screen. What is your problem?
I am Lore.
Do you need help?
I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Lore Reloaded.
Let me guess, their rubber band broke, right?
I make YouTube go.
There you go. And hey, Dakota 111480 just subscribed to the channel. Very cool, Dakota 111480, a name that just rolls off the tongue. So one closer to 10,000. And so, with that, you're gonna have a tough time trying to beat the end of the credits this time, Roxaw, because there's only a couple of seconds left, and there's like a 30-second delay, so you probably won't make it. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll get that video up.
Hello, world.
I shouldn't have said anything.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
I should not have said anything. Lorehead! Alright, so, you know what? Because you guys have been fun, I'm going to play the full version of Beavis and, or of Feces and Lorehead, not the short version. But then I'm signing off immediately after, so that will be it for the day, because I do want to get that uploaded for you guys, because I know you're going to love it. And by the way, all of you that are Patreons or supporters at AntiDrecker.com, if you do watch the Borg video, please leave a comment and let me know if it's as good as I'm saying, or you think I'm crazy. According to Social Blades, predicts 21 days, huh? Well, we'll see. That would be nice, but I'd rather do it in less.
Spinning Spock has space dyslexia. Next on Six Ad World.
Laura, this sucks. Let's go get some money. Hi. I'm Feces. This is Lorehead. Can we have some money?
Feces? Loreface? What kind of names are those?
My name is Lorehead, sir. Lorehead. Like, my head is full of lore. Get it?
Yeah. And I'm Feces. Like poop.
Anyway, boys, I sure could use a hand from a couple of strong young lads.
Okay.
You see, I've been stuck in this dang old hospital bed for nigh about a decade now, and I can't adjust it quite right. Can you boys reach that lever under the bed?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Just give it a nice hard yank.
Who said yank?
Yeah.
Hey, baby, come to Lorehead.
Lore, what are you doing with that lever? Come on, man, I want to turn.
Son of a bitch! You stupid kids, you don't ever listen. What the hell am I supposed to do now?
I don't know.
Damn it.
You see, you think you're outsmarting me, but you're not outsmarting me, Roxall, because yes, I'll play that number 23 for you, but you like, ha ha ha, now he's never going to get that video uploaded. But what you don't realize is that when I switch over to the other monitor, see, I'm uploading it right now. So I am, in fact, working on uploading that video's favorite. And Roxanne said, wait, you didn't have it uploaded and just set it to unlisted? Well, I'm in the process of uploading it right now. I didn't have it uploaded yet because I just downloaded it from Mr. Miles minutes before I started the live stream. I watched it and then I immediately started the live stream because I wanted to get a chance to see it first. So, yeah, so don't be a jerk. Jerk. All right, guys, have a good one and see you tomorrow, hopefully.
I love men. But that's me saying it, not Darth Revan. I love men. But that's me saying it, not Darth Revan. I love men. But that's me saying it, not Darth Revan. I love men. But that's me. That's me. Not Darth Revan. I love men. But that's me. That's me. Not Darth Revan. I love men. But that's me. That's me. Not Darth Revan. I love men. That's me. That's Darth Revan. I love men. That's me. That's Darth Revan. I love men. 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 That's Darth Revan. I love